welcome to my channel, and it's Wednesday, so that means it's Top 5 Wednesday time. Now this week's topic are your top 5 underrated books. Now I found this quite easy, but a lot of these books are parts of series, so I'm going to include series in this, so I hope that's allowed, and I'm sorry if it's not, but I just need to get these underrated books out there and hope other people will read them and enjoy them just like I did. So I will start with the standalone books, and the first underrated standalone is Dracula by Bram Stoker. So if you know me, you know that Dracula is my favourite classic, and I'm really upset because I don't see this on Booktube as much as I see other classics such as anything by Austen, Alice in Wonderland or Jane Eyre. Dracula never seems to really be mentioned, even though it is a brilliant book. I don't know whether that's because it's in the horror genre. I just really love it and I can't say why. I mean, I've always been interested in vampires, so that's probably one reason. But also it's probably because it's written in diary form, so you see it from every single person's point of view. So it's one of those books, a bit like Six of Crows, where you see it from the view of the whole gang. With this one it's the same, so you get to see the views from Harker, Mina, Van Helsing. You get to see it from the view of everyone, and it's just so good to see all these classic characters like Dracula himself, and you just really need to read it. The setting's good, the writing is amazing, it really drags you in. I mean, I must admit the first few chapters are a bit boring, but after chapter 2 it really just gets going. You get in there, you just feel really interested, you get attached to all the characters as well, which is odd for a classic. Normally I don't, but I can just read this whenever and I just love it so much, and I just wish more people talked about it, or at least read it, just give it a go. I mean, it's not that long, it's about 300-400 pages, but yeah, just please give it a go. It's a classic. Everyone who loves vampires I think should give this a go, read the original vampire story. But yeah, I just love it, and I think I better shut up now because I can just keep going on and on about this book. The next book is one of my favourite books from 2016, and again I haven't really seen it mentioned on Booktube before, and that book is The Muse by Jessie Burton. Now Jessie Burton is fastly becoming one of my favourite authors. I read The Miniaturist last year, loved it, then I found out The Muse was coming out, so I pre-ordered it. I loved it again. Now The Muse follows two different time zones. You've got 1967, where the main character Odell finds the painting and she wants to know more about the history, why people are so interested about it. And then you see flashbacks to 1936 in Spain where Olive lives, and through there you find out the origins of the painting and how it came about. What I really liked about this book is that they had loads of twists and turns that I just did not expect. I didn't expect how the two time zones would come in and connect. And everything that happens in Spain I think is just amazing, because you think the painting should just be drawn by someone else and the flashback is about something totally different, but it's not. It's literally about how the painting came to be, and I think it's really amazing. I did not expect it, and I think everyone should just give this a go. If you like your historic fiction, just give it a read. It's really good, and like Dracula, I just think I better stop because I can just keep going on and on about this book. And like I've mentioned in all my videos, it's just got the prettiest cover ever. You should really just buy it for the cover if you're not going to read it. And the next book is basically anything by Giovanna Fletcher. Now Giovanna Fletcher, she mostly writes about chick lit, which is something that I don't really like. I basically bought these books because she's the wife of a member of my favourite band, but then I read them and I just kind of fell in love with them, so now I buy them because I actually like her writing. So I'm really glad I just picked up Billy and Me, her debut novel. And then she's also got Always With Love, which is the sequel to Billy and Me, that came out in 2016. Then you've got The One That I Want, which was her second novel, and Dream a Little Dream, which I think was her third. And basically, I think before I carry on, I'm just going to pick up one, just because all these books are quite heavy. But basically with Giovanna Fletcher, you just get dragged into her world. I'm someone who doesn't really feel emotions at books. If you want me to cry, you need to put me in front of a film with really, really sad music. So books, I don't really get that. But especially with Dream a Little Dream and Always With Love, I was just crying my eyes out. You just start to really feel for the characters, and that's something that Giovanna Fletcher does really, really well. And you just want them to get what they want, you don't want anything bad to happen. And she deals with such big topics as well. So Dream a Little Dream, it involves a miscarriage, and she just writes about things beautifully. And I think everyone should give these a go. Even if you're not a big fan of chick lit, just read at least one book. Like I said, she's just a beautiful writer and she deserves more credit for her books. And also, like the Muse, each book has such a pretty cover. It kind of follows the whole silhouette theme and I like how they're all connected that way. But yeah, just really give her a go, especially Billy or Me or Dream a Little Dream. Those two are my favourites of hers. But yeah, please just give her a go, and if you do, tell me what you think, because I think she's an amazing author. She's one of my favourites along with Jessie Burton. And the next book is actually a series, and that's the Wicked series by Gregory Maguire. Now if you know me, I'm a huge fan of Wicked the musical, and that musical is based off this book. Again, I just need to pop these down because they are quite heavy. As you can probably tell, Wicked is a retelling of The Wizard of Oz, and it follows Elphaba the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda the Good Witch of the... I cannot remember. It basically follows them from when they meet in university, and it goes all the way into the far future, past when Dorothy came. And what I like about these books is the world building. Gregory Maguire just kind of brings everything together, so you see all the worlds you know from The Wizard of Oz, but you see so much more. You go to countries that you just never hear of, stuff happens that is really good, and if you like your politics, it goes into a lot of the politics about the war with the Munchkins, the Civil War, who goes onto the throne after the Wizard of Oz goes, because it's not Glinda for long, someone else comes along. And I just really love it, and I love seeing the differences from the musical as well, because this has so much more stuff that they could never put into the musical, and the appearances are a lot different, people are written different, and I just think you need to at least give the first book a go. Don't worry about the whole series, even though the whole series is brilliant. If you want to, just give the first book a go, because the first book is the best in my opinion, and I just love it. Such a good book. And if you like your Wizard of Oz, or even if you like fairy tale retellings, which I know are quite big at the moment, I say give this a go. You will like it. Hopefully you will love it like I do. And on to my final book, which is again also a series, and that's the Cormoran Strike novels by Robert Galbraith, or aka J.K. Rowling. Now, these books I originally only brought because I am a huge fan of J.K. Rowling and I wanted to support her books. So I brought The Casual Vacancy, which I didn't really like, so I was a bit on the edge with these, especially because before I read these books I was never into crime. But I picked up The Cuckoo's Calling when it came to paperback, I read it and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the characters, Cormoran Strike and his PA assistant Robin. The author creates such good characters, they put so much depth into them. You go into the background of what happened, like Cormoran Strike's a war veteran, he had his leg blown off, and you just really feel for the characters. And also the characters have this such good connection, Cormoran and Robin. Even though I do kind of want them to get together, I kind of want them to stay best friends, even though Robin's fiance, I'm not his biggest fan, let's just say. Also with these books, they are obviously crime. Cormoran is a private detective, and with each book I've never worked out who the killer is before they've told me. There's just so many twists and turns, you just have no idea where it's going. I must admit, The Cuckoo's Calling and Silkworm are my favourites. The most recent book, A Career of Evil, wasn't my favourite just because I felt like it was a bit, I don't know, a bit too obvious. I say just give these a go, especially because the BBC are making these books into a TV series, which I think is airing this year. I cannot wait for this series. I hope it's going to be brilliant because the BBC do really good adaptations. And I'm really hoping there's a fourth book coming out, but I'm not too sure, especially with J.K. Rowling being busy with Fantastic Beasts and everything. But I really hope there's another book soon, just because I want to see what happens. I want more mysteries to be solved, I want more Cormoran and more Robin. It's just amazing. But again, I never hear this being talked about on Booktube. I mean, they might have been talked about when they first came out, but obviously I wasn't watching Booktube then. But even in random videos, they're never mentioned, but I think that's just because Booktube is mostly YA. We need more people speaking about adult novels as well. And I'm just surprised these weren't mentioned because it's J.K. Rowling. I mean, come on. Everyone's talking about all her other books. Why are they talking about these ones? Because they are amazing. But yeah, again, I will shut up because I can just go on and on about this novel. So yeah, those are my underrated novels, hashtag series, hashtag authors, I would say as well. But there are so many books I could have used for this because YouTube because Booktube to me mostly focuses on the YA section. I never really see many people talking about the adult books or books that are mostly just based for general fiction. Anyone can read them. So that's why there were a lot of books I could have spoke about in this video. But yeah, what books do you think are underrated? Because I would love more books to add to my tuition. What books do you think are underrated? Because I would love to read more books that I haven't really heard of. And have you read any of these books? What did you think? Just comment down below. And as usual, you can like or subscribe to this channel. And then there's my Twitter, Goodreads, Instagram and Snapchat to follow. And I will see you later with a new video. Bye!